Hello, Eagles Nation. Vincent Focht here, and welcome to our fourth offseason Eagles chat of the season. I tell you what, folks, with the amount of news that came out yesterday, we were completely overloaded here at Eagles Chat, trying to get the Instagram posts up as quick as we possibly could. But every time we got one Instagram post up, some other type of news came out. There were multiple signings in 1 hour yesterday, and even there were some more signings this morning that we were about to go over in this Eagles Chat. And folks, even as this Eagles Chat is being recorded, there could be some more news that pops up. So make sure to follow us on Instagram to get daily updates on your birds. We'll continue to monitor all these situations very, very closely as the rest of today goes on and as the rest of the week goes on. And as of now, there is a rumor that Josh Sweat could be looking to sign with another team, and that is as of right now. So we'll continue to monitor that situation very, very closely. Now remember, as this Eagles Chat is being recorded, Josh Sweat is still an Eagle, but the rumor is coming out now that he could be signing, like I said, with another team. So we'll continue to monitor that situation very closely. You can find any updates on our Eagles Chat Instagram. You can find our Instagram in the description of this video. But let's get right into this Eagles Chat. And here are the top signings we have so far. And we're going to first start off with a new lineman for the Birds, Mr. Matt Hennessy, who was signed as a free agent. The Eagles picked him up off of free agency. Our next signing is a former Jets defensive end, Mr. Bryce Huff, who signed a 3-year deal at $51.1 million. And our third one is linebacker Zach Bond, who signed a 1-year deal. So now remember, folks, the Eagles are going to be getting players who they think best fit their new coordinators. Now, obviously, like we all know, the Eagles have a new offense and defensive coordinator. So the players that they get are going to be obviously the players that fit best in the new coordinator's new system. So we'll see what happens in these upcoming weeks, or this week in general. We'll see who else the Eagles pick up. But what do I think about these signings? I think they are pretty clutch signings. I think they are pretty solid players. And especially for the type of coordinators that we have now, I think all three of these players will fit in perfectly with the system that both the offensive and defensive coordinator wants to put in place. Now, obviously, the Eagles are also trying to fill the holes of former Eagles center Jason Kelce and former Eagles defensive tackle Fletcher Cox. With both of them leaving, they both left some pretty big holes in the offensive line and defensive line. Now, obviously, Jason Kelce's replacement is supposed to be Mr. Cam Jurgens. Now, will that change when next season starts? We'll have to see how what develops and what other players the Eagles decide to sign. But as of right now, Cam Jurgens is supposed to be Jason Kelce's replacement. But the Eagles right now are still trying to patch up any holes that are left on the defensive line and the offensive line. As remember, Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox were two big pieces of the Eagles' offense and defense, one being obviously Jason Kelce, the offense, Fletcher Cox, the defense. So we'll see what signings the Eagles can put together in these next upcoming days and these next upcoming hours for all we know. But now let's get into some re-signs. And right now, the Eagles re-signed Landon Dickerson on a 4-year, $84 million deal. So it's good to see Mr. Landon Dickerson come back. He is a great teammate to have in the locker room and seems like an all-around great guy in general and a big piece of that Eagles offense. So it's very good to see Landon Dickerson making a return as a Philadelphia Eagle. But now let's get into some real big news. And this news really goes into the running back room of the Birds. Obviously, Eagles, or now former Eagles running back, Mr. DeAndre Swift signed a deal with the Chicago Bears. That deal is a 3-year, $24 million deal. And what happens to the Eagles running back room? Well, obviously that leaves a big spot vacant. And unbelievable right here. I could not believe it when I first saw it. I thought it was a meme account when I first saw it on Instagram yesterday. And to see that Eagles now have Saquon Barkley and a 3-year, $37.5 million contract, that absolutely blew me away. And seeing the Eagles passed on, usually they do not pay running backs that well, this really blew me out of the water. And I could tell from a lot of people as well were also very surprised by this decision. People were out there saying, oh, so you paid him, but why couldn't you pay DeAndre Swift? Well, I'm going to give you a theory on why I think the Eagles decided to pay Barkley instead of Swift and why they decided to let Swift walk and obviously now sign with Chicago. My theory is, and I could be wrong, I could be completely wrong on this, but my theory is Barkley is so good coming out of the backfield. He is not just a great running back, but he can also receive the ball very, very well. And like I said, he's very, very explosive coming out of the backfield. So you do not see too many guys like that. And the Eagles have not had a player like that in a very, very, very long time. So when I look at this signing right here, did it surprise me at first? Oh, 100% it surprised me at first. And I know it surprised a lot of the NFL world out there. But just looking a little bit closer at it, I can kind of understand why all of a sudden the Eagles finally went out of their way and paid a running back, which is very rare here in Philadelphia. But that is my theory. Again, I could be completely wrong. But I do have a feeling the reason that they paid him as much as they did, and $37.5 million, I mean, that's not a little bit. I mean, that's quite a great size, good size payment right there. My theory is that he is such a explosive, running back just out of the backfield in general. He receives very well, and yes, obviously a great running back as well. So that is my theory on why the Eagles decided probably to pay him as much. And Saquon Barkley, he wanted so bad to get out of New York, as New York, the season that they had 2 years ago looked pretty promising, and then last year was a complete dumpster fire. And you could tell Barkley wanted to get out of New York so bad. And, we're glad to have him here in Philly. I mean, a great addition. After seeing DeAndre Swift going out, I put my head in my hands and I was just like, oh no, the downfall is starting to get real bad now. But seeing what happened now in the previous signings that just happened not too long ago, I'm starting to see a greater path to a better playoff push next year by the Birds. Hopefully Howie Roseman and that front office can keep on cooking, keep on doing well. And like I've said in these past couple of Eagles chats, the NFL draft, folks, it's right around the corner, and all eyes are going to be on Howie Roseman and that front office to hopefully make the right decision, to hopefully as well buff up this defense as well, which still, needs some patches. So we'll see what the Howie Roseman and that front office can do. Hopefully they can keep on cooking with some free agency deals, and we'll continue to monitor all of this very, very closely to give you guys the most accurate information that we possibly can to all of our followers and viewers out there, and we appreciate you guys very, very much. But that's all I really got to say for this fourth offseason Eagles chat of the season. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully the Eagles can keep on cooking in free agency. But that's all I really got to say, folks, and as I always say, go Birds!